Oh my God, these are good. Good morning, guys. It's Kathleen Pate, and this is my Alabama farm life. As you can see, I'm back home. I had a wonderful time at the meetup, and I got a lot of work to do. Today, I'm going to try to get all these tomatoes into the garden. I arrived home Sunday afternoon, and I was up early Monday morning going to pick up Justice. I really missed her. And I tried to have Monday be my down day. I was really sore, my back was hurting. I don't know if it was all the driving, wearing the backpack that I did all day Saturday or what, but my back was hurting, my shoulders were hurting. So I tried really hard just to not really do a whole lot. But we did get out last night and we pulled out the hoses and we got our soaker hoses started. We don't expect any rain anytime soon, so we got to get some water on those tomatoes, and I have to have a system to water these brand new tomatoes as I get them into the ground. So we got most of that done last night. We still have a few more things that we have to do, but today I'm going to go ahead and start digging holes and getting these tomatoes ready to plant this afternoon when it cools down. But now it's time to get the second generation of tomatoes into the ground, so that we can have tomatoes late into the season. This is also where I'm going to introduce myself as a new member to the Shed War community, and I am with Team Will It Grow. Oh my goodness, I only dug 10 holes, but I am beat already. Oh, it's time to take a break. Now that is living the life. She's such a lazy dog. I have gardened for years in a suburban setting, but I've just completed my first year on the farm and I'm still learning how to do things here. We had a lot of failures last year and some successes, but mostly I learned a lot. I cannot promise that I can teach you a lot, but I can show you what I am learning. I can show you what works and what has failed, and basically we can just go through this garden journey together. All right, I need 30 holes, deep holes, so I can deep plant my tomatoes. 4 more holes to go. I ended up digging 2 extra holes because I lost count. I've gone and counted all of my tomatoes. Oh, the flies are awful. And I need 50 holes. I'm now going to amend the soil with 13-13. Oh my goodness, the gnats are bad. I'm going to amend the soil with 13-13 fertilizer and a secret ingredient. And I'll show you that in a minute. Normally, I only put in a good handful of 13-13-13 fertilizer, but this planting, my mother-in-law Eleanor told me to put a little bit more to go a little heavy. And now I'm going to go ahead and put a good pinch of the secret ingredient. I tossed in a little bit more for luck. The soil is really dry right now, so I'm going to give it a really good drink of water. I'm going to let it drain just a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my tomato into the hole and cover it up with the surrounding soil. Guys, it is hot out here. It was only supposed to get to 90 degrees, but oh my goodness, it feels so much hotter. I am learning how to farm this land from 2 people that grew up here. And this is what they do to amend the soil. It's funny because the water is calcium rich, but the soil is calcium poor. The secret ingredient is going to be gypsum board. We crush it up into a powder, and I tear the paper up into small pieces, and I put a large pinch in each hole before I plant. I think Eleanor and I did really well today. We got 44 tomato plants in the ground, and she is still out there hoeing and weed eating. I've done as much as I'm going to do today, but tomorrow is another day. I have a couple of more tomatoes that I need to get in, and then we need to work on our drip system out in the garden, and we'll pick that up tomorrow. I was slow to get up this morning, but it's still early. It's just barely 8 o'clock, and I've got some more tomatoes to get into the ground. I just got back from the store. I bought 150 feet of soaker hose, and now I'm gonna get out there into the field, and I'm gonna put these on the new tomatoes that I just planted today. We've already set up the first row of soaker hoses on the original set of tomatoes. So this is new soaker hose, and I'm gonna put it on the new tomatoes that I've just planted. We really haven't had a whole lot of rain lately, but as I'm putting the soaker hose down, clouds are rolling in, and when I looked at our radar, there was storms headed our way. So figures, I got all this work done, and now it's going to pour. But that's okay. If we don't get any more rain in a while, I have a way to make sure that these new tomatoes get plenty of water, and I don't have to worry about them dying from lack of H2O. So how they usually water their tomatoes when it's especially dry, my mother-in-law Eleanor will do one line of tomatoes one day, and then she'll do the other line of tomatoes the next day. We use our well water as a source of water for these tomatoes, and I think the only thing that we haven't done so far is put down a barrier to keep the soil, or to keep the moisture in the soil. A lot of times my mother-in-law will use newspaper, but we actually thought about using plastic this year, but we just haven't got around to that yet. Well, I got everything done just in time for it to rain. Isn't that the way it always works? Justice, get out of there, food. Hey, get out of there. Justice, come on. Bread and milk when you have to chase the dog out of the chicken food. Poor Justice, she acts like she's starving. Do I need to feed you more? I don't feed you no enough, do I? You're such a good girl. I joined Shed Wars on the 20th, so I'm going to go ahead and weigh 6 dozen eggs because I haven't gathered eggs today. I'm going to go ahead and include the weight of the egg cartons because they really don't weigh much of anything. But I got 3.10 and 3.12 with a grand total, if I've done the math right, of 7 pounds, 0.6. So this is my Shed Wars introduction video and my first weigh-in. I am so honored to be a part of this community and proud to be a Shed Wars warrior. If you have any tips or suggestions or questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get to you just as quickly as possible. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this a day. You guys have a great day.